Morning and
What is up, guys? Today is Monday. We are going to continue with the basics, and today we are going to go ahead and look at some charts and get ready for this upcoming week. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is Juan's chart. He's looking for a buy with NAS down here a little bit. And I do like this area to see if we can get some type of rejection, but I'm not going to be the first one in just because of the higher time frame. But let me see. But I do like what you have here. You do have, left shoulder, head, change of character, and the market just continues to ride up. So I would be looking for buys somewhere in here as well, right? But as soon as the market comes inside of this zone, guys, I will be dropping down to a lower time frame to see if we can get the setup happen again one more time, so I can go ahead and participate in this zone here. Just because the indices do look a bit bearish right now, and it looks like they're pulling back for like a higher time frame zone. So I'm not going to be too aggressive with the buys until they give me like really good confirmation. And as of right now, it does look like we just rejected off of this is a 1 hour. So most likely, let's see, this whole push here is probably a starting point, which most likely tapped into that. We'll have to take a look. And the market is continuing bearish. So I do like this buy, right? But I'm not going to be too aggressive with that. Now, if you want to wait, right, if the market pushes and breaks and closes below, if you want to wait for this change of character from better confirmation to get in, that's totally fine. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. I will show you what it looks like on my chart, just because I know the indices do look a bit different on levels. So no, I don't need to celebrate with you right now, big dog. Can I can I go to my chart? Minute. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. Let me take some of these things off. Let's go to a higher time frame. So the market did reject off of this daily starting point, right? And it does give us the setup that we need and what we're looking for on a lower time frame. But when we go to a higher time frame, right, or even the weekly, the market is still inside of this starting point. So the market can still mess around and it could even drop a bit lower, right? The market can do its thing, mess around. Oh, that looks nothing like what I wanted it to. Let's see. Let me see. The market can mess around and still do what it wants to do, and then as soon as we get a clear sign, we can go ahead and take that buy. But as of right now, I'm only being cautious because the rest of the indices, I would like buys a bit lower for NAS. I would not mind if the market does respect off of this, right? But I would not mind the market dropping down here, right? Maybe we can ride some sales, and I would not mind taking some buys around here. But let's go to US. Sorry, US 30. I'm only being cautious with the buys because it looks like US 30 has a bit more room to drop, right? Because US 30 has already touched that zone. It's already in that thing, right? Now, if we drop down to the 1 hour time frame, in order to get some really good confirmation, we would have to break and close above, I mean, at minimum here, right? This is the 4 hour, I believe. Yeah, the 4 hour. So I would like for the market to break and close above there. Now, when we go to the 1 hour time frame, right, our buy zone is a bit smaller, which was a snipe on the 1 hour, but the starting point is also down here. So I just want to be careful. I just want to be careful with the indices because it does look like they want to push a bit lower, right? And there's even really good buys down here. Like if we take a look, right, this was the very last sweep of liquidity, right? This was the very last sweep of liquidity, and then the market gives us a change of character, right? So this is really good buy zone, and the market is up here right now, right? So as we come back this way, the market can still drop a bit lower. So just a heads up, guys. All right, I want to play the indices safe right now because I know they've been clapping a lot of people. Let's go to US SPX. Yeah, SPX has a really good buy zone down here as well. But like I said, a lot of the really good buys that I'm looking at is going to be a bit lower for SPX, um, NAS as well. And then US 30s is, I believe, way down here. Yeah. One of these two. I would not mind. Would not mind that. Let's go back to the NAS real quick. Let's see. And yes, even on NAS, if we go to the 1 hour time frame, these are 4 hour zones, right? NAS is 1 hour time frame zones are right here. And it just doesn't look like it's quite ready to continue up higher. So if NAS can come down lower, I would not mind seeing if we can take some buy opportunities right here. But yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. What are you guys looking at? Anything else you guys want me to take a look at? Let's go to some JPYs because the JPYs look like they're cooking up. So awesome. Appreciate you. Are you recording right now, Miguel? It's recording me. All right. So I do like the bearish sentiment. Like I do think we can still look for some long-term sales if the market can come a bit higher. Do I ever trade the peso? Yeah, sometimes here and there. Right? This is the higher time frame looks like it is wanting to go a bit bearish, right? Especially right here. As soon as we change character, right? BOS, we change character, we start to just chill out right here. Chill out, consolidate, and we're just hanging out right here, right? So I do still like some sales, but I want to see if the market can go a bit higher. So as we drop down to the 4 hour time frame, we do have equal highs, right? If I delete this, we do have equal highs, right? Equal highs right here. So I would not mind if the market can continue buying up, right? I do know it's trend line, and this is technically all liquidity, right? But if we can go ahead and get a rejection inside of here, if we can get market structure that looks like this, I would not mind saying if we can go ahead and continuing with these buys. Just a heads up, guys, right? But yeah, man, buys or sells up here look freaking great. I was hoping we can catch a sell to buy. I wanted this wick here to come a bit higher and put us in so we can go ahead and sell to our buy, but that never happened. But yeah, looking at this for AED JPY and the yens, and obviously, guys, if the market just you know destroys it because we are technically in bearish sentiment right now, right? As soon as we change character here, right? As soon as we change character here, guys, we are technically bearish, right? So yes, we are trying to catch some buys to those sales, but technically, once the market is already in bearish momentum, you know, it can do whatever it wants to do. And even though it looks like we do have some equal highs here, trust me, I've seen it to where the market gives me high, low, equal highs, and then the market just dumps. Why? Because the market technically is in bearish sentiment. So just keep that in mind, guys. But I do like this just the structure about it, the equal highs. It just looks fairly clean. But yeah, keep an eye out for the yens because they all look pretty similar. And again, guys, I will be trading the lagging pair. Right, I'll be trading the lagging pair. Why? Because look at NZDJPY is already pretty much close right here. So let me just put an alert. It's already pretty close. AEDJPY is a bit further away, just a bit, right? Now, if we go, let's see, EORJPY, EORJPY is way up here. So by the time it gets down here, NZDJPY can be down here making equal lows. AEDJPY can be down here hitting stop loss, right? If we go to GJ, very similar setups. EJ, GJ, right? This is EJ. This is GJ. This is AJ. and this is NJ. Very, very similar setups, but notice one thing. NJ and AJ are very close to the buy. EJ and GJ, they're a bit further from the buy zone. But which one is the furthest away, guys? Right? We can already cancel out AJ and NJ, but out of these two pairs, out of EJ, which one is the furthest away from the buy zone down here? EJ or GJ? You guys tell me. EJ or GJ? Which one, guys? Which one's the furthest? I see three people, four people. Four people. I got, how many do I got on this call right now? 26. 26 people are on this call. There's only 4 or 5 responding. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. If you guys are here for the setups, I'm sorry. That's not really what we do. I like to make things interactive and challenge you guys so we can all get better as a unit, right? As a unit. So yeah, EJ. EJ is a lot further away, right? So just keep that in mind. By the time the market's right here, a lot of the yens can be a lot lower, a lot lower. And hey, it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about that, right? But you guys have to know that. And people aren't going to know that unless they're plugging on these calls. You know what I'm saying? Or plugging in with Mike. But yes, see, CAD JPY has never been my favorite yen. It's just very, very sloppy structure. I do like this structure up here though, right? The sales way up here look very, very good. But inside of the consolidation, it just looks very, 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 very messy. Just very messy. It looks like it came for, okay, it didn't even come for that starting point. But it just looks very, very messy. I'm not really a fan of CAD JPY. And it looks like the next buy can possibly be down here. I do have this here because this would be considered a violation. So I want to see what the market does around that area. But yeah, this right here looks like it would be the next best buy zone based off of the structure. We have support, support, sweep of liquidity, and we have that break of structure to the upside. So we do have it inverted down here with a starting point. So that looks half decent down here. Not the best, but half decent. And CHF JPY, I mean, it's just never been my favorite yen, you know. It's just very, very sloppy. Very, very sloppy. So you guys got to pick which ones you guys like. You know, if things are sloppy, guys, you never have to trade them, right? You never have to trade them. Cause look, it just looks freaking sloppy, bro. Like this is the big setup, right? But look at all the other big setups. Look at how much cleaner these look. Look at how much cleaner these look. Look at how much cleaner this looks. Look at how much cleaner that looks. But look, let's go to CHF JPY. Ugly, bro. Ugly. I see it there, but it's ugly. So if you guys like CHF JPY, I mean, you know, that's y'all's problem. You know, trade it, trade it how y'all want, but make sure you guys have good risk management because it's just not my favorite. But yes, guys, I like these yen pairs. I like how they look. And if they violate this setup, well, then we know they're going lower and we just have to look for sales, right? So just keep that in mind. Any pairs you guys want me to look at specifically? Okay, I see that Julius. Yes, Julius sent me a setup. Let's take a look at that. Dollar index. Yes, I do see this. This is what Miguel has as well. This is what Miguel has as well. I'm seeing this as equal lows, right? That's what I'm seeing that as equal lows. Literally just moving sideways, moving sideways. For me, this is just liquidity, right? But I do see what you're looking at right here, and I know Miguel has the same thing. We do have the consolidation, right? Consolidation, liquidity sweep, we have the change of character to the upside, and the market is around this area now. We will be looking for the dollars to push a bit higher, and I do want that. I'm just going to be cautious with it in this area, because we do have New Year's coming in, and people are still pumping money into the market. So this could be a good area for buys, but at the same time, it is in consolidation, right? So just be very, very careful with that. Let's see. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. I'm just gonna put that up, or I'll put that right here. Actually, go down, put that right here. So I want to be notified as soon as possible the market wants to change character. So if the market drops, boom, it drops one more time, I need to go ahead and move this line right here. So I know once the market breaks and closes above, boom, we were correct and we can start shifting the market, right? But as of right now, um, I'm still waiting for a bit lower. I would like the market to come down here a bit. We do have a 4-hour starting point um in this area, and this is also a daily starting point. So I'm just going to be cautious and wait for the market down here, or I'm waiting for the market to give me everything I need to see inside of there, or I'm waiting for the market to break structure to the upside, confirming my bullish bias. But I would like to see some type of sales with the dollar around this area, guys. So just keep noted, the dollar isn't going to keep going up forever. Yeah, it's just not, right? So keep in mind what we had right here. Guys, take your screenshots, take your screenshots, make sure you guys are recording your videos, because this right here is most likely going to be one of the biggest drops we've all been a part of in our short trading career. We can see here we do have higher high, higher low, we have a new high, and then we change character, right? But notice once we change character, guys, oops, once we change character, notice how we consolidate. Higher high, higher low, higher high, change of direction. Notice how we consolidate in this range for almost 2 to 3 years. We're just chilling, making equal lows, and all of a sudden market's bullish, giving us some momentum. Now, I would like to see if the market can come in this area and give us everything we need to see so we can go ahead and short the dollar, right? Does that make sense? Make sense, guys? Now let me tell you why, right? And even if the market does push a bit higher, I'm definitely looking for rejections here. Let me tell you why. So let's go over here on this side. Now this is where things get kind of funky, right? Notice what year we're in right here on this side. This is 2001, right? 2001. Now, what's the biggest thing that happened during 2001, guys? Does anybody remember? There was something devastating that happened, and it kind of changed our trajectory of a nation. 9/11. Kenny, COVID happened in 2020, bro. Maybe the swine flu, something, and monkeypox or something. Give me a second. But yes, 9/11 happened in 2001. So let's take a look at this. Also, yeah, I mean, possibly. I think that happened like in 2003 or something like that, though, but possibly. But look at what happened, guys. Where are we at right now? August, September. Look at this candle right here. This red candle, this red candle right here is Monday, the 10th, September 2021. Guys, why did the market crash? Look at what it was coming down to. It came down to a starting point, and actually 9/11 actually gave us a little push down, came into a starting point, and then rose the market higher. But look, what did it come up to when the market was rising higher? Look at the structure here. Higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character. We're building liquidity on the way up here. We come into the shoulder, and then we have a nasty, nasty free fall. Nasty free fall, right? And the market hasn't been back in this area since, right? Now look at this. I have most likely a monthly shoulder. Yes, a monthly shoulder. Now, if we drop back down this way, I'm gonna mark up this zone as well because, oh man, oh man, I'm gonna mark up this zone as well because this is a shoulder as well. Let's go and delete that. Let's go and delete this. So are we all, do you guys understand what's happening here, right? This is 9/11 area. This is the 9/11 area. Guys, look at this. This zone was already used, whether you use that as a break of structure or this. This is the last buying candle on the weekly time frame. Last buying candle. That's the starting point in that area, and I believe it's already used. Look it, already used up. Already used up. So look, market's giving me sell positions in this area. So look, if the market goes higher than this, I know that this zone has already been touched, so I'm not looking to take sales off of that again. But if the market goes higher, I would not mind taking sales off of here. But for sure, guys, this looks pretty good. I want to see if we can take sales in this area. Is everybody with me on that with the US dollar? Let me know, guys. Give me a one, give me a five, give me a fire. I'm looking to see if the market can be a bit more bullish, right? I want the dollar to be a bit more bullish so we can go ahead and look for some sales in the future, right? So, and again, on big time frames like this, the market usually gets pretty close and then starts to consolidate. Starts to consolidate. Now, if we can clear liquidity to the downside, I would definitely look to see if we can take some uh, bullish positions. And then once we get close again, usually it'll start to consolidate one more time. Now, again, I would like to see if the market can give us a sell opportunity, the change of character, so we can take another sell opportunity with the dollar. But yeah, I would love to see something like that happen. Right now, it's just a matter of waiting, to be real, a matter of waiting. So we just have to see what's going to happen in the morning. If the market disrespects this setup, because right now this is our sell position, if the market disrespects this buy and just, you know, claps it, we should be looking for some sales with the dollar. Let me go ahead and take a look. Josue got a setup. USD CAD. I'm looking for the same in that area. I'm looking for the same in that area. I'm not sure what this big red box is. I think it's like it's a starting point. I just don't know what time frame. All right, this was a daily starting point because we had broke structure here. But it's already been used. It was used right here. Let me see. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Come on, big dog. And we're already inside, right? So I would like to see if we can go a bit higher. Let's go to the weekly time frame with USD CAD. I would like to see if we can at least sweep these equal highs. At least. Let's see if we can at least sweep these equal highs. And if we can go a bit higher, there's a zone over here on this left-hand side. And guys, these zones haven't been touched in years. This is 2000, 2003, 2003, 2002. These zones haven't been touched in years. They've never actually been touched. Tried one time, left a high, tried a second time, left equal highs, right? So right now, we're in a starting point that's already been used. So I'm thinking we're gonna push a bit higher. Why? Well, one, the starting point's been used, and yes, this can give us a bit more of a free fall on the daily, right? These are close starting points, but again, we can come down to this daily starting point and continue with that bullish move. So just keep that in mind. Um, but since we've already been in that zone twice, look at what happens as soon as the market got into that zone the second time. It literally just started hanging out and started chilling and building up liquidity, building up liquidity. Right now, look, check me out, guys. I have these two starting points marked up right here, right? Just to see what the market wants to do. We have a starting point in this area and a starting point in this area. Now, if we go to the 1 hour time frame, that 1 hour starting point is also an inverted that doesn't have a shoulder in that area. So I would like to see if we can take some buy positions. Now look at how the market's breaking up right here. Right. So as of right now, I'm gonna move that change of character line right here because in the morning, if the market wants to go ahead and push up, hey, we can start looking for some buy positions. Now, if the market wants to go ahead and continue down, right? Let's just say the market break structure, awesome. Our line's already there. Pushes up, we break structure, awesome. Our line's already there, but we have to go ahead and move it so we can be accurate. Now, once we go ahead and get this change of character, we can start looking for some heavier buy positions. And it would look even better because we had just cleared some equal low type structure. Because that's honestly, that's all the market is doing right now is just building up liquidity. Right. If I draw a zone from this wick to this body, it's just hanging out, making equal lows. That's all it's doing. We have support, 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 support. That's all it's doing. And we're just creating some equal highs. Right? Tell me how I should, if you need it. Right? Making some equal high type vibes right there. So just keep that in mind. I do see that we clear liquidity right here. So that's why I'm saying like we clear liquidity in this specific area. So the market can run down to a higher time frame starting point. But look at this, guys. Would you not consider this liquidity? Even though it took some internal liquidity before it reversed, would this still be liquidity or no? You tell me. You guys tell me. I like to use the bending lines. I really don't, I'm not trying to be too accurate. I'm not drawing it for trend line. I can care less, right? We can draw it like this. That's equal highs, right? But I don't know. Just something about the bend makes it look a bit cooler. I haven't seen anybody use that for liquidity yet, so I'm trying to stand out. You feel me? But yeah, that looks pretty good. I would like to see if we can catch something there. Any other pairs you guys want me to look at? Any other pairs? I'm looking at EJ or EU and GU. I would like sales a bit higher, but it did give me some confirmation, right? I would like to see if we can get sales either at this starting point or at this shoulder here. Now, when we drop down, a lot of it's going to be more clear, right? We have a starting point right here. But look at this, guys. We have shoulder, head, and we changed character, right? And what is it doing as soon as we change character? Liquidity, liquidity. Yes, we swept liquidity and we're starting to head down now, but I would not mind seeing the market disrespect to this area just so we can go ahead and continue up so we can build more liquidity here, just so we can have a really good sell, right? We also have liquidity in this area. You guys can see we have equal lows, more liquidity being built up here. So check me out. Because we're on the 1 hour time frame and the market cleared liquidity right here, I do see that, right? I do see that. Is that a 4 hour line? Yeah, I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm just gonna leave that right there. So now look at how the market is building up structure right here, right? So if you're gonna be taking this position, just understand it can go higher. Why? Because you're in the middle of the liquidity, right? Guys, there's going to be times where they're going to present you a position inside of liquidity, and that's where you, the trader, has to understand, am I going to take this position or am I not? Because I do see it, but there are higher probabilities, a bit higher, and this is inside liquidity, right? So just keep that in mind. I don't mind taking positions inside of liquidity once they've given me the confirmation, right? So what does that mean? Look at how the structure is being built. If we can continue with the BOS to the upside, okay, cool. But as soon as the market changes character, I'm looking to take the position right here, right here. As soon as the market gives us everything we need to see inside of this liquidity range, I would not mind taking this position right here so we can go ahead and send that market down. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense for you guys. Because if the market does not change character right there, knowing this is liquidity, I am not trying to get caught and clamped, right? Dating toxicas, you guys, you guys get roughed up enough, right? You guys don't want to get roughed up in the markets just because you guys want to be too aggressive inside liquidity, right? So once the market is inside this area, I would not mind seeing if we can go ahead and take this opportunity here. So just keep that in mind, guys, right? We like to think in probabilities. And I know sometimes when we just hop on charts, this is all the market is showing me. If I mark on, look at, as soon as I change charts, look at how zoomed in the market is. Look at how zoomed in the market is, guys. I can't see nothing. So of course you're gonna see this setup. But if you don't zoom in, or I'm sorry, if you don't zoom out, you are going to see that liquidity, higher probability. Are you test trading both or waiting for confirmation before the touch? I usually test trade inside of liquidity. I don't really test trade. So just with this setup here, because GBP looks a bit fresher, this is inside of liquidity. Would you agree, Kenny? Yes, right. So anytime the market is inside of liquidity and gives me a setup, I am never test trading the first touch because I would rather take a loss off of my books just in case. And as soon as the market gives me that change of character, I would rather take this trade right here. And I wouldn't mind taking this loss because the market had already given me the confirmation that I needed to see off of the zone. So I'm okay with taking this setup right? Now, once the market comes into a higher probability, yes, I will be test trading that zone and I will be waiting for the confirmation to lay down a fatter lot. So as soon as the market comes in here, right, I'm definitely going to be looking to test trade the first touch. I would love to take these lows. Now, as soon as the market comes inside this area, right? As soon as the market touched, guys, I'm in on this position. Give me a 5 if you guys are with me right now. As soon as the market touched this zone for the first time, I am in on a test trade off the first touch. Now, in order for me to go ahead and enter a heavier lot, I want to see the market push and reject away. And as soon as I get this confirmation with this change of character here, I'll be looking to go ahead and enter a fatter lot that fits my trading account. Now, when I say fatter lot, I'm not over leveraging, right? This area right here, this is where I drop my 1%er. This is the 1%er right here. So yes, I am missing the first initial touch with the bigger lot. I like to test trade my zones, right? If you don't like to test trade, you don't have to test trade, right? But I do. I like to preserve as much capital as I can for the really good confirmation setups. And that's just something that I've kind of fell in love with just with like understanding how I like my emotions to be intact, right? In trading, guys, you also have to understand your emotions as well. And anytime I do this, I take like I have less anxiety, I'm thinking less, right? So it kind of like helps me slow down in the markets, if that makes sense. So just a heads up, Kenny, does that make sense, bro? Awesome. So yeah, be careful here. Wait for the confirmation. If we don't get the confirmation, you guys do not have to take the setup. But I would really love if we can go ahead and take this. I really want this one here. Really, really want this one. Is there a star? Estrella? Oh, yes, sir. Right here. Really want this one. Want sales right there. But key here is just patience till it comes to the zone. Pretty much don't touch or overtrade. Correct. Correct, Kenny. Correct me, bro. Correct me, bro. And again, same with right, same with GBP JPY. The market gave us bearish sentiment already. As soon as we got this BOS at the upside, awesome. We were looking for buys, but as soon as the market changed character, look what happened. We just continued. The market was in consolidation. Okay, cool. Most of us are probably looking for buys so we can take sales here. But this is why I don't like to counter trend when the market is giving us trending markets, right? Once the market is trending, I just want to look for sales. Same thing here, right? The market's giving us equal low type vibes. Now, instead of looking for buys, we should most likely just continue looking for some type of sales and continue that shift of the market, continue that trend of the market. Does that make sense, guys? Let's go to a weekly time frame. The market is technically still bearish. The market is technically still bearish, guys. Go to the monthly just so we can take a look at this. The market has literally been bearish with GBP or with GBP USD since the beginning of its trading in 1972. 1971. We had a couple push-ups, a bit of bullish momentum, and then right away, bearish, bearish. Liquidity, 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 liquidity sweep, bearish. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity sweep, bearish. Right? So, guys, GBP USD has been bearish on the monthly since the beginning of its time. Right? So nothing really changes here. We had a BOS to the downside. I have a change of character because I was looking at this as my BOS. So let's just cover that. Bearish BOS. Now, the market has already touched the starting point in this area, and that's why the market dropped so hard. But not only that, the market also touched this shoulder off this side as well, and that's also why the market dropped so hard. So as we drop down to a lower time frame, take a look. As we drop down to the lower time frame, look at how clean that setup is, guys. Look at how clean this setup is. So I don't know when the market's going to come back this way, right? But I would love to take sales once the market comes back up here. Makes sense, guys? But till then, look at this. We are bearish. Look at all this liquidity. Look at all of this liquidity, guys. We are bearish here. So if we can continue and we can break structure down here to the downside, that would be beautiful. That would be absolutely beautiful. Now, let's take a look here. We do have the BOS that happened. BOS, we changed character. The market came right back to this right shoulder. Right? So look, the very next best sell opportunity is right here. But this is the closest one so far. So just keep that in mind, guys. Right? This is the closest starting point, but on the 4-hour time frame, what did I say a couple weeks ago? Your right shoulder is the head to your brand new setup. So we have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, sell off. But look at the structure inside of here. Look at the structure inside. High, consolidation, sweep, change of character. Let's drop down to a lower time frame. It doesn't look as clean, but that's what it is. That's what it is, guys. Right? We have liquidity buildup, liquidity sweep, change of character. We failed to come back this high. And then we continue with that bearish sentiment again. So look, this is our closest starting point, and we have one right above there as well. So you know what? Whenever I see something that looks like this, guys, this is what I like. This is what I like. Watch. So these are things that you have to look out for, guys. Don't always think, oh, your first one is going to be the one, right? But look, check me out. Let me see. Let's go back up to the 4-hour time frame. When I see things like this, I want to see something specific happening, right? I want the market to make its way here. Now, let's say the market's inside and then the market just holds this zone. I'm sorry. This zone holds the market down in consolidation. So you know what I'm looking for when I see this at this starting point, guys? What do you think I'm looking for if I'm seeing consolidation build at this starting point? What do you think I'm expecting next? Anybody have an idea? A sweep to the downside or a sweep to the upside? Yes, I would like to see the market push up, sweep that liquidity, and then let's go ahead and take some positions, change of character, take some more positions, and sell the market down. That's exactly what I like to see. Anytime we have two starting points back to back like that, I definitely like to see if we can take an opportunity here because obviously this is a free zone. It's a fresh zone. Money has not came back into that area to be picked up yet. But look, what if the market comes back? Sells. Actually, let's do it like this. We have BOS, Last selling candle, our starting point is down here, right? What if the market rejects, but we fail to change character, and then we go a bit higher, and now we're just chilling, right? Same thing. We can possibly take positions, but if we don't change character right here, guys, we know that we could possibly be going a bit higher. So just keep that in mind. And I'm looking at this for EJ and GJ. I'm sorry, EU and GU. EU and GU. I definitely like EU at that right shoulder. Because if we look at this, the right shoulder was already taken, right? That right shoulder was already taken right here. Right here. That was a snipe. But when we go to GU, we failed to go higher and we actually made some equal highs, right? So same thing. Fresh zone, money has not been picked up here, but because we have liquidity been built up, I would not mind to see if we can go a bit higher. All right, just keep that in mind, guys. Let's go. Looks like Kenny has a markup for us. AUD USD. I'm seeing this as well. Let's go ahead to AUD USD. I'm seeing that as well, but I'm also looking at that, Kenny, as a part of liquidity, right? Just because we have a low here, just market's just moving right here, and we're not dropping and leaving this range. So a lot of this, to me, in my eyes, is liquidity. But I do see what you're seeing, right? We do be sweep liquidity here, right? We do, and then we automatically change character to the downside, right? We change character to the downside. So right here. And once we changed character, we made equal lows, we made equal highs. The market is literally chilling and squeezing inside of this area. Squeezing, right? Squeezing. We're just chilling in that area. So we do have an opportunity here if the market can give it to us. But again, with this one, I would like to see if we can actually see the setup present itself so we can go ahead and take the opportunity right here and send that market back down. But let's go ahead and take a look at the daily real quick. We have lows here. So be careful. Once this low is taken, we can possibly have a pretty big reversal or a pretty good size reversal, right? Let's go to the at least up to here, right? We have a liquidity sweep that we swept the low, and then we could possibly pull back and then continue down a bit lower. So just keep that in mind. But if we go to the higher time frame, this is the closest buy zone to live price. Now let's go down here to the 4 hour. So notice this is the very last pullback, right? We have lower, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then the market changes character. Oh, we do have that right shoulder here. We got the right shoulder, that's for sure. And then we ended up continuing higher. So, but this is a starting point. This is a starting point here. So let's move this over. Let's see, is there a daily zone? Is that why I kept that there? No, let's go back. I'm gonna move that zone over because that looks like that was used already. Yeah, this zone was used along with this starting point. I'm gonna move this right here. Let's see if I can drop down one more time because I am seeing that right there, and that looks pretty interesting. Let's drop down real quick. All right, I'm gonna mark this up as well. This looks pretty interesting. Look at that breakout. Breakout, massive breakout rally. Starting point is right there. So let's cut the replay. Go to the 4 hour. All right. So I have some possible buy zones that the market can come down to for AU. Too much clicking, bro. Too much clicking. But I do see this, and I would not mind taking some opportunities if the market can show me everything, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. Again, with the starting point, we do have a starting point right here, right? Notice how we build liquidity, oops, build liquidity, and then we go ahead and break structure to the downside. We leave a last buying candle in this area, and it's actually untouched, and that's where we start building that liquidity. So yeah, I do agree with what you're looking at. And I also do like the equal lows that were being built right here. So if these equal lows can actually hold, I would not mind seeing if we can actually get, take this sell opportunity and send that back down and continue with these sales. That would be pretty fire, for sure. And I would definitely look to take out here, whether it's this low or this low. But yeah, because as soon as we get down there, guys, we can just look for different positions. Like we don't have to just hold one. I know most of you guys, especially at the beginning, you guys aren't closing out a lot of your trades, and that's where you guys fuck up. You guys have to put the money in your account. Like I know because I was there. I hold my trades to 1 to 3, 1 to 4. I didn't close. I took maybe 50% partials. And when you're up 1 to 2, 1 to 3, I'm sorry, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, guys, close out the majority of it. If you're definitely trying to hold, okay, cool. I understand. I like to hold too, but close out the majority of it. 50%, 80%, let the rest ride. Don't just close out a small of it once you're up 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Take some money, put it in your trading account, take your lady or your man out to eat. Go buy some crypto, gift them some crypto. Date night, fill up your lady or your man's car. Hook them up one time. Hook them up one time. And yeah, NU don't really like it. To be real, it's just not my favorite. Um, Oil, I am looking for some possible sells on the daily time frame. The market has been consolidating for a while. This is why I'm looking at some sales. We've been bearish for some time now, for over 3 years, looks like. So 2020, 2022, 2023, so I'm sorry, 2022, 2023, 2024, and heading into 2025, it looks like we've been kind of bearish, right? So I want to continue looking for some sales. You know what I'm saying? And as of right now, this is what I'm looking at, right? Notice how we have a sweep of liquidity, we have a change of direction, and the market comes back to this area. But I think we were just shy, right? We were just shy, but that right there was meant for this sell. Does that make sense? Just because we missed it, this zone still may have some opportunity, but I have to think of, okay, the market came all the way up here for this, and it was just missed. So it was probably a missed opportunity for me. It is what it is. But as of right now, this is the next opportunity that I'm looking at. Check me out. This is the 4 hour time frame. Notice how we have BOS to the upside. We change character. Market comes right back to this right shoulder. Okay, cool. That one's taken. But look at what happens. We have resistance, resistance, sweep of liquidity right at this right shoulder, and then we go ahead and change character to the downside. And we continue with that bearish sentiment, right? So I'm looking at this area. What gap? This gap right here? This one? This one? I'm guessing you're talking about this one. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Let it go up there. As long as it doesn't break and close above this red line, that's fine with me. Right? That's fine with me. I won't be mad. Right? So again, I never have to be the first one in. Right? I just have zones to help me. What if the market makes its way? Let me just mark up that zone because I know most likely you are waiting for that zone, which is fine. looks like this was already swept. We can honestly delete that, but that was swept already. But look, this is your sell zone, right? So again, you don't have to be the first one in. Never have to be the first one in. But as soon as the market is inside these zones, I'm already looking for some sells. So let's just say the market's right below. What if the market's right below your zone, Erica, and this is your sell opportunity? Let me just delete mine. That's your sell opportunity. If you see the consolidation start to build up right below your sell opportunity, what do you think is going to happen? What are you expecting, Erica? The sweep to the downside? Up. Exactly. I will be waiting patiently. And as soon as the market touches my area, I will look to get in. Whether you test trade or not, I will look to get in. Right. Now, if the market wants to go ahead, if you're the person who wants to drop down on that 5 minute or whatever you do and you look for this, hey, take the opportunity because this will most likely give us the change of character. Right. So as we jump to this breaker structure, BOS, and we get this change of character, your 5 minute setup or your 15-minute setup can possibly give us the change of character we need on that 4 hour or that 1 hour or that daily. Does that make sense, Erica? So if once the market's inside this zone, you can look for the same exact thing. You're pretty much catching the head, right? You're pretty much catching this left shoulder. Why is it tripping? Left shoulder, head, change of character. But as soon as the market's in here, right, it's going to look like this on that 1 hour/4 hour setup. But as soon as you go down a time frame and you look inside of this area, this is what you're going to find, right? So for those who are vets, you guys can start practicing that. For those who are pretty new and you don't think you're quite there yet, that's okay. Wait for this. Wait for this setup. Some setups aren't for you guys, right? Some setups aren't for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. That's completely fine. You guys need to feel completely comfortable taking these setups. And if you don't trade the lower time frames, but you see everybody else trading lower time frames, you can dabble in. But if you find yourself getting clapped and you find yourself sweating and you guys are like overthinking and you guys feel the anxiety, guys, pop off. You don't have to do that. This is your trading account. This is your chart. You can mark it up how you like it. Does that make sense, guys? Right? Because not everybody's on the 1 minute to 5 minutes to 15. I'm hardly on those time frames, but I do jump down to those time frames for the indices and sometimes gold and silver. Most of the time for gold and silver, I don't mind 1 hour, 4 hour setups. But for indices, because of the leverage and the risk to reward and stuff, man, if you can catch this setup right here on the 5 minute, man, those setups are really, really good. But just be careful, guys. If you guys do dabble, I wouldn't go lower than the 5 minute. But that I'm just speaking from my experience. I tend to get fooled on the 1 minute, and I end up taking a couple losses before I take my win. And that's what trading is. That's why risk to reward is so important, and that's why not over leveraging your second and third and fourth loss is important, right? Take these consistent trades that are calculated, and you should be okay at the end of the day if that trade ends up going your way, right? You should be recouping back that money you lost plus some, right? But just keep that in mind. If you're someone who's new and has never dropped down to a lower time frame, I wouldn't go any lower than the 5. That's just from my experience, and I want to keep you guys from, the overthinking. But makes sense, guys, with US oil. Makes sense, Erica, with US oil. Would not mind taking setups in this area. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'll just leave that right there. Now, let's see. US oil is leaving this area right now. 4 hour time frame. Man, why didn't you come down here, bruh? Gosh darn it. To be honest, I really don't trade oil unless it gives me something clear. So I'm not really interested in nothing right now, unless it gives me, okay, this is possibly something. But again, we just cleared this liquidity. So just keep that in mind. We just cleared that liquidity. So if you have some problems right here, that is why, right? Because usually when you clear liquidity, the market wants to reverse. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I would like this to actually break and close above on this time frame. So if this 4 hour candle can actually break and close above here, I would not mind seeing if we can continue with the buys. 4 hour breaker structure. Any questions before we hop off today, guys? Let me know. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Are we good? Are we good? We good? Awesome, guys. Awesome. I appreciate you guys for hopping on. Hopefully, you guys got some value in how I like to look at the charts and mark up the charts. I know when I was getting started, and even now, guys, like I watch Oren with like extreme detail, like extreme detail. Why is he marking this up? Why are you marking that up? You know, what zone are you doing? Like, ask the questions, guys. If you guys are stuck anytime I'm marking up, ask your questions. You know, it's very important you guys get the answers that you need because the question that somebody else asks is most likely not the question that you need or the question that, the answer question that you need asked. Don't get me wrong, you'll get some value out of that question they asked, but you need specific questions answered, right? So we all need to get out of our comfort zone and ask these questions because a lot of you guys are literally right there from seeing a big jump in your trading. Now, this is the very last levels call for the year, guys. Very last level call for the year. And I've seen a lot of improvement with you guys in 2024. And I'm very, very happy to be a part of that journey with you guys. I do the best I can in order to help you guys progress in your trading. So, if you guys can, right, drop in the chats how levels has helped you along your trading journey, and maybe you can tell me what I can do to help you guys a bit more, right? Because a lot of people don't let me know. You kind of just hop on and listen, and I appreciate that, right? And I do the same thing. But sometimes maybe what I'm teaching or how I'm teaching isn't doesn't fit your style, and I'm definitely down to adapt so I can help you guys in many ways. But if you guys are down, please in the Powerhouse chat, right? The big chat. Let us know how I've helped you and how Levels has helped you in your trading journey, guys. Please, please, and thank you. And with that being said, 2024 was amazing with you guys. I cannot wait for 2025. I will see you guys on Friday, baby. Let's get it. You guys have a great trading week. Trade responsibly, fam. Peace out.